Okay, here's how to do the Backbox light modification for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The latest version of the code supports this change, which will control how this lights up and also allow you to set a brightness. So here's how you do it. You may see some things in this game, that's for development purposes, so just ignore them. So the Backbox lights, it's really simple. It's 12 volts. So you've got the 12 volt positive line, which is yellow, and the ground, which is black. Now you can follow these all the way down into your cabinet. There's two main wire bundles in the game. There's this one that goes up into the cabinet, which contains the 12 volt power that we just talked about for the back box. And you'll see all the wires from that terminate or source from this power distribution board. So what you need to do is separate out, you can just pull it off the side, like separate out your 12 volt line. As you can see, I didn't stick it back in there properly. Separate out you don't even need to separate out the yellow 12 volt line. But you do, well, they'll probably be connected together. You need to find the black wire, trace the black wire back to this power distribution board, and then cut the black wire off here. You can see, I believe this is the plug that I used. Yeah, see how there's just, yeah, so there was a black wire here. I cut that off. So we just have the power going to the lights, and we're going to reroute the black wire to the GI control. After you cut off the black wire, you should take another piece of wire around 4 feet long and put a 2.54 millimeter female connector on the end of it for the Molex connector. I'm going to talk to Spooky about maybe making up some kits with these because they already have the Molex stamper machine. But you could probably, you know, if you wanted to make it yourself, I'm sure you could find these connectors. So with your new wire, splice your new wire, which should be black, but I use dark blue because me. Connect your new wire to the old ground wire. So basically, instead of the ground sinking into the power distribution board, the ground is going to sink into the GI flasher controller, which is that guy right there. So what I did was I took the new wire, I spliced it over there, and then I fed it into the wire tubing that's going to the play field. So you can see, that's the new wire right there. So you can just, you know, these have slits, so you can just cram in whatever you want, see that? And then we come up here, and then this is, again, I was out of black wire. So this is the ground return coming from the backlight. And as you can see, I have a little bit of extra. I attached 2 strain reliefs here and here. And then all you need to do, you just pull out this plug, because you already have this in your game. And yeah, there's only 2 GI channels on Texas Chainsaw. There's 12 volts in, and then there's apron return, and then the red GI light return. So your new wire, plug it into the farthest plug end. See how you got it there? You can see where it goes in. And on the board, I believe that's labeled number 8. Yeah, so the topmost one. Yeah, so I think I'll maybe talk to Lucas about it. Like, maybe they could just cut up a whole bunch of like 4-foot wires and then stick them in the stamper to put the plug on the end. Then all you'd have to do is remove this plug, slide the fitting in, it'll click, and then you can put the plug back in. But yeah, that's actually all you have to do. So you just have to connect the black return, the ground, from the back box lights. Add an extension, snake it through here, and then connect it into the top 8 position of the flash controller. And the new code that I believe was released in early March of 2025 has support for the back box. So you can now set the back box brightness, and much like the apron, the default is half of the maximum possible brightness. So what it'll do is, for effect, it'll actually go all the way up to actual full brightness for special effects and, you know, flashes and stuff. But most of the time it'll be at half brightness, and you can actually turn it lower than half brightness. So in the setting, if you say, oh, my user setting is 100%, that means it's 50% of its total possible setting. And it'll only go up to 100% of its internal setting when certain things happen. Yeah, so that's all you have to do. So yeah, once you install the new code, then you'll do this mod, and then your Backbox will be animated. If you do this before the new code, your Backbox will be off. Now you have more ways to enjoy the finest cannibalism-related pinball machine ever made.